return a lot of seniors. It'll be the biggest senior class that we've had in my time here. I think we have 19 kids, maybe 20 seniors in this group. So there is an experience level of this group that we haven't had, and experience not just in terms of their grade level, but in terms of games played. I know a couple of the other schools, like you mentioned DP and Santa Barbara, had a big senior class, and we're kind of the same. These guys, a lot of these guys started games for us as sophomores. So in that regard, we've got experience, and that should be one of our strengths. At the same time, we haven't earned anything yet, so we've got a ways to go.
You don't worry about, say, complacency. Oh, we're Bishop. We've been successful. You have to watch out for that.
Yeah, I think we're sensitive to it because I do think that they have to understand that last year is gone. The year before is gone. It's a new team with a new schedule and new opponents. I think the quality of the challenges that we have this year again in the season are going to be greater than they were last year. I think our opponents are all improved, plus a couple teams that are now on our schedule. I think are high quality programs. So. We're continually talking to them about the need to reach a new level, and in terms of their performance. And I think they understand that. There's I think all the times where you have kids that are tired, and as school starts, there's all those sorts of distractions and changes in schedules and so forth that you have to work through. But I do think that this group is. I'm not too worried about complacency with them. I am only concerned to a degree that we don't take everything game by game by game. The season's real long, and if you start looking ahead, I think bad things can happen.
What are your intentions this year with this football team?
CIF championship, state championship. Yeah. Win it all this year.
All right. What about this year's team? What sets it apart, like say from the other teams you've been on here?
So much experience on this team. Like, a lot of these guys in my class, we've been starting at least, I think, 9 of us since my sophomore year. So we've lost in the semis twice, so we're ready to get at it.
All right. How about the new guys that have come in, especially on the line? You lost some guys last year.
Keegan and Jose, they were great guys. It's hard to replace guys like that, but we have great coaches, really helping to make up for it.
So if the new guys come in, they stepped it up.
Yeah, they're really getting the hang of it. I mean, it took some time, but I think they're developing pretty well.
Anything new about this year's team in terms of the offense, or is it pretty much the same? Are you guys got some new wrinkles?
I think you're going to have to wait to find that one out.
Okay. What do you think about this new team?
It's a good team this year. We have mostly all seniors. We've all been working hard all summer. And coming back from last year, losing in the semifinals again, we're ready to go the extra step this year.
Great. Any changes of the offense? Are you guys going to be as exciting as last year?
Hopefully it'll be the same as last year. We're still running the same kind of offense, We've just been working and getting better in our execution and whatnot.
Now, Jack Gregson for last few years, so he's going to be taking that pretty back spot.
This year is going to be probably a combination of kids. We have Abel Gonzalez and Aiden Williams that are stepping up this year.
Okay. And are you going to be shifting quarterbacks with Gabe again?
We're doing the same dual quarterback system as last year. Worked pretty well. So,
mind, give me what you have in the positions there on the offense.
Well, it's interesting. We returned 8 guys that started for us last year. The unfortunate injuries to Jack Gregson meant that Abel Gonzalez, who was a sophomore at the time, got a lot of work at the running back position and did a wonderful job. And Abel will be joined, Aiden Williams, who was an all-CIF player for us at the fullback spot. He can also play tailback, so he and Abel will be getting probably the bulk of carries at the tailback spot.
Okay.
They also both have now transitioned where they can play fullback as well. But Ricky Herrera has gotten a lot of work at the fullback spot. He'd be a newcomer. Christian Pearson, who's our middle linebacker, Christian can play the fullback spot. So We'll see how the carries pan out. But both Abel and Aiden, and we think that they're pretty fine ball carriers. Receiver spot, B.J. Murillo comes back, starting at one spot, and at the other spot, Thomas Lash, who spent a lot of time at the tight end, split time with Nolan Tooley, who made All-CIF as a tight end. Thomas is growing and improved his speed tremendously, and to the point where it's given us the luxury of putting him out wide. So that will be a change from last year. Nunzio Bellotti also returns as a wideout for us, and a newcomer would be Alexis Herrera off the JVs, who had a wonderful summer for us. The ability to use Thomas that way has also been fostered by the fact that Mario Martinez, who's a returning player, but didn't see much offensive work. Mario's developed into a fine tight end as well, so it's given us some depth there to allow us to move guys around. We used the two-quarterback system last year with Gabe and Anthony Carter, both of them who are fine receivers. So I do think that we'll see them on the field together more offensively than last year. But they'll probably be in a rotation like they were similar to last year in terms of the quarterback spot. 3 of our offensive guys return, starters return. Joe Salcedo, who you spoke with, John Sampson at the guard spot, and then Jack Brandt, if we get Jack back.
That's nice, I had to hurt for the playoffs last year.
Yeah, not having Jack, the stability and poise and so forth that he provides us. So it's really nice to have him back. We're still in competition at the tackle spot that was vacated by Jose Del Campo, and then the strong guard spot that Keegan Araujo had last year. We got several guys, seniors and juniors, competing for that. Okay. So certainly early on, we're going to make sure that everybody's getting a lot of looks there, and we'll sort that out over time. But
your linebackers are, that's got to be like the strength of the defense.
Yeah, our linebacking core does return. We get Christian Pearson back in the middle. He missed, he got hurt in the semis or hurt in the quarterfinals last year and missed the semi game. But he's returned as an inside backer. Lash, as I mentioned, will be back as a backer. Adrian Solis started for us as a linebacker. He'll also get some work at D-end for us. There's a core of other guys, Walter Hernandez and then Abel Gonzalez, and those guys can all play at the outside backer. A newcomer who's coming along for us inside, which I think is going to be great, is Chucky Salcedo, who's a junior. He's getting he's been real good the last couple weeks, and so we think we've got a lot of depth at the linebacker spot.
How about up front in the trenches?
Front, we got 3 returning starters there, with Nolan Tooley at the one defensive end. He had a phenomenal year there last year.
Yeah.
Andrew Burgess returns at a strong tackle spot for us on defense, and then John Sampson, Cowboy, returns at the other tackle spot. We're pleased that we built some depth there in the tackle spots to hopefully give those guys some breaks. And then we've got a lot of competition at the DN spot that Justin Brosnan held for us last year. So Mitch Olson, Mario Martinez, those guys are competing. As I mentioned, Solis is also likely to get some reps there. And we think we've got athletes that can play there, but Justin was a real force for us. It's important for us to be able to replace him. Secondary-wise, Carter and Molina at the safety spots were both started for us, so they return. As does BJ, who really came on the last half of the season at the corner and was just a kind of an impact corner for us. And Nunzio Bellotti and Danny Melita have been competing for the other corner starting spot. And Nunzio's got a little bit more experience, but Danny's really showing that he's a good athlete. And so we've got those guys, and then we've got newcomers with Peter Kwok, who's related to Sam's brother, and Chris Harrison and Jonathan Gash. They're getting a lot of work in the secondary, and we were real pleased with how they developed over the summer in passing league and so forth. So defense should be a strength for us, simply the number of kids that we have that have multiple game experience. My perspective, there's a level of seriousness to this group that I think is probably sparked from the sense that while we had a successful season, we weren't satisfied completely. So I think that has been a factor that has really pushed this group along. I think they, like I said at the outset, I think they have some pretty high expectations for themselves.